Hello everyone and welcome to Friday Favorites. It's a time where I share all of the things that I am loving for the week. Sometimes I talk about the previous week. Since it's every other week, you will find me sharing some of my favorite things that I am enjoying or that I recommend or that I've tried before and can't live without. So let's get started with Friday Favorites. Hello, it's Easter week. I am excited to get a 3-day weekend. I'm excited to celebrate Easter with my family and attend church and all the wonderful festivities. I am thrilled to just relax and have a good weekend with friends and family and eat some good food too. So if I sound a little funny, it's because I'm doing this podcast just on the fly. I'm actually sitting here in my car at Whole Foods, in the Whole Foods garage parking lot, because I am running out of time, which leads me to a little quick announcement. I will be taking a summer break. My son is graduating from high school. I have a lot of work to do and some deadlines. I've been taking a higher level coaching class and I have to complete that. So to give myself a bandwidth to do all the things, I am taking a short break from the podcast. I hope to be back in the fall, but I will be kind of maybe mentioning doing some Friday favorites here and there for you all. So stay tuned. You can also check my YouTube channel and look for anything that I've posted beside the podcast. And I will be posting more things, more information on each show with the show notes. So make sure that you're looking into that. All right, so on to my favorites. My number one favorite thing that I'm loving this week is my RX bars. So I wasn't a big fan of RX bars, but now that I am not doing sugar, and I've been off sugar, and I have to say, here's my disclaimer, is that I am off sugar, but I have had some sugar here and there. Last week I had a little piece of donut, and I hurt like the entire evening. It was not a good situation. I also daily have a little bit of sugar in my tea. So I tried the artificial sweeteners like Swerve and Stevia and monk fruit. They just didn't settle well with my stomach and my intestinals. And so I was like, you know what? Sugar is not like horrible bad, but I just have been doing a little bit of sugar. So I've backed down considerably from years past where I've had like major sweet tea and all the sugar, all the candy. Now I don't have a craving. Since it's been probably about 2.5 months, I really don't have a craving for anything sweet. My daughter had some baklava the other day, and I just looked at it, and it looked good, but it just wasn't enticing to me. So it really has curbed the sugar addiction. I feel like I have kicked that out of my system. So, but the RX bars have maple syrup in them as a sweetener. And so the yellow package RX bar is my favorite. It has the egg whites, it has dates, which are very sweet, and it has the maple sea salt flavoring. And it does have some maple in it. It has pecans, and I can't remember what else. And pecans are one of my favorite nuts around. So I really like the RX bars that are in the yellow package. So make sure you pick one up. And what I do is I'm not a big sweets eater, so I keep a bar in a little plastic bag. After I eat a meal, I just want a little something that is sweet to kind of mull around in my mouth. Really is just my taste buds for that. And so I just pinch off a little bit of the RX bar and I'm satisfied. So it takes me about, I would say, a full week to eat a whole bar. So I just need a little bit. And I have a weight goal, which is down considerably. I've already lost some weight. I know I am a small person. For those of you who know me, don't panic. I'm not going to disappear, believe me. But I just felt like I needed to get back down to a sustainable weight where, because I am a smaller framed, short, I'm only 5'2", 5'3", sometimes at best, person. And so I didn't want to just kind of, I wanted to get rid of the love handles and the pooch that I have. So all that is almost gone, and I'm just exercising more and eating healthier. So there's that. Uh, as far as eating healthier, I'm going to go on to my next Friday favorites is my breakfast. I'm really loving making hash browns with simply potatoes, hash browns in a bag. I really love those. And so I just kind of put a little bit of coconut oil in a pan, add some of those simply potatoes brand hash browns, which are basically just kind of um, grated potatoes, but they're already done for you, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of the simply potatoes, and you'll find those like where the milk products are and like the refrigerated section on the back part of your grocery store. I really like those, and they come in different types of hash browns. So I like the grated ones. So I use that, and then I crack a scrambled egg when it's almost done, when they're almost kind of all like fried a little bit. Crack an egg and add my Goya spice, and it's Goya. I'll put the links below. So the Goya spice, the non-pepper, I think I've already mentioned this before in one of my Friday favorites before, but it's what makes my egg dishes the best. I love them, love, love, love. So it's that Goya. And if you're going to buy some, please consider using that link so that Rising Stories can get a little kickback from Amazon. I'll also try to post it on my Amazon store. If you haven't been to my Amazon store, you really should check it out because it's got some fun things that I am loving and things from the show that past guests have recommended. All super, like I usually try not to put anything too expensive because I'm a cheapo and I don't like spending a lot of money and I want to get a bargain. So I always try to find the cheapest and the best. So check out my store. I'll have the link below. But so the eggs, I do that scramble with the hash brown. And then I use Joseph bread, which I don't use the whole bread. It's like a big wrap. Like it's a huge, almost like a pizza size, but it's square or rectangle. And I cut off just a small slice of it and use it as a wrap instead of a tortilla. Instead of the white tortilla, I use the Joseph bread. And it's lower in carbs, it's lower in calories and fat grams. So check that one out. So that's one of my breakfasts that I've been eating because I love protein. I love eggs in the morning. It really gives me brain food. If I don't have it, I am just not any good. And so I really try to have that protein first thing in the morning. I just crave it. And it sustains me throughout the day. Like I don't really get hungry until about 12 and 1. So it keeps me from snacking too. Like I'm not a big snacker. So except at night when I'm watching a movie, but that's for another time. The other thing that I'm loving is I am loving my boiled eggs. So I'll do 2 boiled eggs in the morning. I take them with me. So when I get my half and half tea, and I'm going to sit down and kind of do my readings and meditations and prayer time, I will have my breakfast of 2 boiled eggs with some salt. So those are my 2 favorite breakfast things. I want to share, I know I'm talking really fast, but I wanted to get this done and get a bunch of things in here. I want to share that my productivity tips that I give on Sunday night are so much fun. I get feedback from people, so I want to make sure that you know about them. They're on Instagram. Sometimes I put them on my Facebook page, which is Corine Sandifer Rising Stories podcast. You can look it up on Facebook if you do Facebook. But Instagram is where it originates from. And one of my productivity tips that I'm going to share with everybody this Sunday, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek because it's going to be Friday when I release this, is that when I have a deadline, I do not put it as due or a notification or something on my calendar with my phone on the deadline date. I always give myself a buffer. And here recently, with my son graduating and all the things that we have to put in, I was able to get ahead of the game and get that done. So what I do is I back it up like 3 or 5 days. If it's a big project that I know I'm going to be having to spend some time on, I'll put it 5 days, and then I will add the actual deadline in the notes section of my calendar reminder, if that makes sense. So there's that. I hope you get that, and I hope you understand, but it really does save me a ton of agony because I will just not do anything until it's right before the time. And that's just the way I've always been. And then sometimes if I know about it ahead of time, I'll do a little bit at a time. So I try to set myself up for success that way. The other thing that I'm loving is watching a show called Killing Eve. Now, I came into it in the middle, and I'm too cheap to buy the whole season. So I'm not going to watch the first season. I kind of get the gist of it. She is kind of like I said, I've only watched one episode. She's kind of like a slash detective, works like crime scene, CSI type person. And she is looking for this girl. And oh my goodness, like, so some of my favorite actresses are on here. I don't know the blonde girl's name, but it's, now I just forgot her name, but I'll link it. But she was an amazing actress. She was she's from Grey's Anatomy, and she's doing a fabulous job on Killing Eve. I bet she's going to win some awards if she hasn't already. So, and I'll post where to find Killing Eve and all that, but it's what I'm watching. What I'm reading these days is I just finished reading Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. Loved it. It was great. Very encouraging. I don't think her second book is as good is what I hear. I have not read it, but I'm gonna check it out. But I've been reading Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. Now I'm actually listening to it with Audible, which I love, but I also am a little thinking I have the book, but I'm also thinking that I'm going to have to like reread that. There are just so many great tips and so many great wisdom that she's imparting there for leaders and how to lead and what it means to be a leader, and just kind of really getting in the ins and outs of leadership. It's just priceless. So I'm going to have to redo that one or reread that one. So that is the end of all my Friday favorites. I know I have some other ones and I just can't remember, but I'm going to have to just post it on the next one. I am loving this Nashville weather. That is one of my favorites. I am enjoying eating healthy, not eating sugar. My joints are feeling so much better by not having sugar. I do believe that for me and sugar, it's a inflammatory thing that comes when it comes into my body. I feel like it does give me some inflammation. Without it, I feel so much better. I have like more strength in my joints, if that makes sense. So I'm really glad to not have that. I did buy some Oreos and candy today for my high schooler, and I'm just hoping and praying that I don't get tempted. I don't think I will. I'm not a big sweets eater, like I said. And if I can just have my RX bars ready, I'll take a pinch if I want to eat something sweet, and it will totally kick it out. Like I said, I've never really been a sweets person. So I really do believe that if you fast from sugar, you will be able to kick it out and you won't miss it. And you won't be addicted to sugar. Not that anybody is, but I'm just saying I felt like I was, and now I feel so much better without it. So no temptations, but I do want to get something a little sweet, and that's where the RX bars come into play. So I really appreciate you all listening to Friday Favorites. Thanks so much. Come to Nashville if you're not here already. Come see me, look me up. I'll take you around to all my favorite restaurants, and I will show you all of my favorite spots in Nashville. So connect with me on Instagram. I'm Corine Sandifer on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, same name, and on Facebook, Corine Sandifer Rising Stories Podcast on Facebook. So I also have a group called Soul Care for the Entrepreneur, and don't forget to listen on Sunday nights, or to watch, not listen, but watch on Sunday nights. I'll have the productivity tips on Sunday evenings. Thanks again for listening to Friday Favorites with Rising Stories.